Talia Piragas with this Old Forge softball, still live here in the state playoffs. Got a nice, strong junior class here, and let's talk first. We talked about basketball season, and now we're in the softball season. So, how much fun are you and the ladies having here in Old Forge this season?
We're having so much fun. Like, all of us get along, and we all have fun with it, and we're just having a great time keeping our season going.
Let's talk about the league, competitive league, and getting you prepared for the state playoffs because you go to single A. So talk about some of those games this year and some tough matchups and just learning a little bit about yourselves.
Well, 3 out of our 5 losses were league losses. 2 of them to Mid-Valley. They have Runco. She's a really good pitcher. They just have an all-around good team. We were really close with them in the first game. We only lost by, it was 4-1. Really close compared to some of the other teams' losses to them. And then they kind of blew us away in the second game. But it really helped us just get up against like a really good hitting team and really good pitching. And then we lost a really close one to Holy Cross, and it really got us ready for the next time when we beat them 1-0.
The practices and then the mentality in Old Forge, Coach Ravello. Let's talk a little bit about, you got the best gear and, you got great fans out there and, you got great food here in Old Forge. There's a lot of positives to think about. So what's it been like for you to have a career, playing softball at Old Forge and having some of those things that maybe not every player or student athlete gets to go through?
Well, he just takes real good care of us, like new uniforms, new gear, new bats, food every game. Like, he's just the best coach, and he really does take care of us as players and as people.
Let's talk about some of the lessons along the way. You go through some losses, you get some wins, like you can't get too high, you can't get too low. So talk about trying to stay together as a team, which I don't think is too difficult in Old Forge because you ladies probably all know each other since you're little.
Yeah, we've been playing together since we were like really little, and we just band together, and we know that even if we have a tough game or a tough loss, we know we're going to come back on top and keep our intensity high.
Let's talk about some of the players that you want to talk about, like on your team, and like, wow, this person really stepped up this season, whether it's offensively or defensively. Who would be a couple players that you'd like to highlight on your team?
Well, obviously defensively, Karen Sickle has been pitching really good for us, and she's been like the Band-Aid to hold us together, especially for our defense. And I think everyone's been playing really good defense. We have a couple of freshmen who've been starting. They really stepped up and kept our defense together, like shortstop and left field. They've really been playing good. And Megan Marinelli obviously has been hitting really, really great this season, and she's a really good player at third base. Like, we've been playing really, really good ball, I think.
Sometimes you just don't know the state playoffs. Like, okay, hey, you're going to play 2.5 hours away. It's a long trip, and you might not know much about your opponent. So let's talk about kind of you getting to the state playoffs and what that first game was like, and obviously a nice win for you.
Well, our coaches did a really good job by going up to see them and scouting, kind of just seeing like who we're going to be up against. But it is hard seeing someone who you've never seen before. But I think we really prepared well. We really practiced like all the things that they were going to bring, and it just got us right where we needed to be.
And your coaches prepare, you're ready to go, but then the game starts and all that's kind of washed away, and then you got to go compete. So let's talk about what you feel like this Old Forge team has to go and give everybody their best shot. And you ladies showed up and you did that the other day.
Well, I think we just try to stay really loud in the dugout, and we try to beat them before we even start the game. Just staying intense and upbeat and just cheering in the dugout and staying locked in. And then that's how we were able to just like start off the game really, really fast and just blow them away right before the game started.
Listen, your hair looks good. You got the nice shirt today, but you're a catcher. That's a position where the uniform's going to get dirty all the time, and you have to be pretty tough to be a catcher with baseball, softball. So talk a little bit about that toughness, where that comes from.
Well, I've just always been tough. I think I've been catching like all my life, and it's just something that I can't imagine doing anything else.
And your relationship, you mentioned a little bit about Sickle. Talk about that relationship you have with your pitcher.
Well, I've been playing travel softball with her since I was 12, and I've been catching for her in every league since like we were little. So we just like know each other so well. Like, I know what pitches she's gonna throw. I know what she wants to pitch. Like, I know exactly what I should call. Like, we just know each other.
And your bat has been really good. Let's talk about being offensive minded, and it might be a situation you get into these playoffs where you have to bunt or something, but let's talk about being able to swing away and doing a good job at it.
Well, Coach Pat likes to have me take a pitch since I lead off, but he usually just tells me just to go up there and take a crack at one. Send it to the fence, he says.
Well, let's hope you're able to do that going forward. Hey, keep it going. Congratulations.
Thank you.